and they are with the Giants tonight. Huddersfield have got us in motion. Leon Price underneath it, and here we go. And this, on paper, Steve-O, looks like a whole win all the way.
Yeah, certainly the black and whites are playing well, full of confidence, and the three-quarter line, as you've already mentioned, all overseas players, very strong, agile. But of course, Huddersfield, they really have had a very poor season. Seems that things have gone wrong off the field of play as well on it. And for their fans, surely they'll buck themselves up and try to give a good performance tonight. Hull, of course, can't take them lightly. If you do that, you can get caught very, very quickly, and hopefully the Giants will be able to score very quickly indeed.
Chris Green having a couple of early touches, the replacement prop forward for the injured Liam Watts, and Mark Sneed with the first kick deep downfield, collected just about by Jermaine McGilvray, and he will run the ball back. And that's a decent run, actually, from the Huddersfield Giants winger.
Yeah, it rather surprised me. Okay, he had a second bite at it, but it surprised me that the black and whites chase there was a little bit, shall we say, slow. I'm not pleased that Coach Lee Radford, he knows that they just can't sit back and expect the Giants just to collapse, as they have done for most part of this year.
Yes, it's been a desperate time for the Giants, a throwback to their bad old days of 16 years ago. And this is their point of no return, as I say, this week. Defeat will put them 6 points adrift of Widnes, who are in 8th, and they have an inferior points difference too. The middle eights are beckoning with 3 to go to the big split after tonight.
And already you can see that the hard work from the hooker, Danny Houghton. And Hull certainly are working overtime. That's a pretty good kick and a good chase. No room to move from there.
No, Hull have got to work the ball away from their own end of the field, and Huddersfield will try and do their best to make sure that that's exactly where they stay.
And if Huddersfield want to win this game, they've got to make sure that they kick it into the corners and defend really strongly when they are attacking. There's no point taking Hull up the middle of the park. They've outplayed most packs along this man, Scott Taylor. He's been absolutely exceptional. Danny Houghton behind dummy half, another player who's been standout. They've got to take him on out wide, maybe target Mark Sneed and maybe target Mark Sneed and Leon Price.
Outside.
Houghton with the kick through, picked up by Jake Connor, who is on his way to Hull on a 2-year deal in 2017. Lee Radford, though, saying that he has nothing to prove against the black and whites tonight. They know what they're getting in the shape of this young man who has the ball now, only 21 years of age, replacing Grix at full-back. Connor will get to his feet, and he played there to Cruz Leeming. Decent diagonal run from Aaron Murphy.
Well, when you look at the Giants three-quarter line, McGilvray, Cudjoe, Wood and Murphy, they've certainly got the talent to be able to give Hull a lot of problems.
The run came from Ryan Hinchcliffe, my apologies. That set Connor away down the right-hand side. Here now is Cudjoe waiting at dummy half. It comes to Ellis. He drops the ball off to big Sam Rapira, the 13-time New Zealand international. There's plenty of overseas players on view here tonight. Leeming again, though, homegrown, finds Ellis. And Ellis will dab it to the in-goal area. Leon Price is content, showing a lot of experience that he has, of course, to allow that to run down.
Yeah, a little bit too strong from the halfback, Jamie Ellis, but it's going to be a big night as well for Ryan Brearley. Really has the opportunity to certainly take on the likes of Leon Price and Mark Sneed. But this Hull pack, oh boy, I mean, it's strong enough out wide, as we mentioned, in the three quarters. But the forwards, led by Scott Taylor, have been in outstanding form.
Well, they've reached the third tackle, the black and whites. They're still inside their own half. Houghton gets it away to Leon Price, and he then just drops the ball off to Mahe Fanua.
Pretty strong defence as well from the Giants so far.
Here's big Frank Pritchard trying to bounce his way out of the tackles. He couldn't get away from Cruz Leeming. It's with Price now. Leeming got to him as the ball went high into the air. Connor is underneath it. That's brilliantly timed, the challenge on him.
Well, Kamanu then times that tackle to perfection on Jake Connor. It's just relentless go forward from Hull FC. They know exactly what they've got to do. They win games, as I said earlier, the outplay sides. That's discipline in defence. Wait for him to touch the ground and then come up with a perfectly timed shot. If Huddersfield have got any chance in winning the game, it all depends on what the back three are like. You look at them, Jake Connor, very good returner of the ball. Jermaine McGilvray made more metres than anybody else in Super League, and then you've got Aaron Murphy. A lot of pressure on those three players.
Well, they've made a pretty entertaining and quite vigorous start, have the Giants. It's with Leroy Cudjoe now, but no way through the tackle of Fetuli Talanoa. Leaving the dummy half. They're on the last tackle here. Connor is bound to kick it and does. But it's not the best. Straight into the arms of Steve Michael. And Michaels will run it forward.
Yeah, very poor kick.
Good chase though by Akuma Tai. He was the first man to him.
It needed to be as well because he was disappointed with that kick. Good offload as well though. This is where the black and whites have really excelled this year.
That's Chris Green. Plays the ball to Houghton. Here is Scott Taylor. Been so impressed with Taylor this year. He's played in every game. This is his 20th game at prop forward. Leon Price. A couple of shows and goes. It did not fool young Sam Wood though, making only his 4th Huddersfield appearance. He was looking at Taylor again.
Looking to get away with it, Sam Wood. It looked a little bit high. Good offload.
And well picked up actually by Mark Sneed. And a kick to the corner from Sneed. It's a great kick as well. Connor's in all sorts of trouble but does brilliantly. And then, but he's bundled into touch, but apparently it was a high shot. According to Chris Kendall.
Jake Connor has played all his junior rugby as a fullback. And he's versatile. He plays on the wing, in the centre, at half-back, but his preferred position is full-back. We've had 6.5 minutes now, and it's already a better beginning to the game. And all three players, when he interviewed them before the game kicked off, they talked about how important the start would be. And this time last week, they'd already given away 4 penalties, made mistakes, missed tackles, and they were 14 points down in no time.
Maybe another high shot on Ryan Hinchcliffe by Mark Minicello, but the referee says, no, let's play on. Now he says it is a knock on by Ryan Hinchcliffe.
Well, Hinchcliffe looks at the official and said, well, surely I was being interfered with there. It was a shame, really, because the Giants played the ball quickly, and Minicello, in my mind, goes right into the face. And we saw one just recently from Avave. He lost control of it, but surely Minicello was interfering. This is the high shot.
Well, I think off the shoulder, isn't it?
I think that's off the shoulder, yeah. And what the referee will be looking at there is that the ball comes clear when there's no one actually touching it, and that's why he'll be giving the knock on.
So a golden opportunity then for Hull FC. They will get the head and feed at this scrum. They've won 8 in a row in Super League, 10 in a row in all. They're on the hunt for all 3 trophies, mind you. So are Wigan and Warrington, of course.
Well, I get the impression that Hull realise that Huddersfield are going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at them in the early part of this game.
Mahi Fanua takes it forward again. Takes 3 to halt him. The referee shouts held, plays the ball quickly to Houghton. Here again is the impressive Taylor.
They just look as though they're just taking it very, very calmly indeed. They look as though they've got this game under control, Eddie.
Big Frank Pritchard gives it to Sneed. He lays the ball off to Mark Minicello. Good angle run from him. Good offload as well. Off the fingertips of Taylor, it goes backwards. Hull retain possession. He spins out of one tackle. Sam Wood gets to him though and brings him down. Scott Taylor. Here is Houghton at dummy half, coming right with Leon Price. Drops the ball off then to the big winger come centre, Mahi Fanua.
Good work from Sam Wood, had to take ball and all tackle.
Last tackle coming up here. Sneed will dab the ball towards those posts. Well swept up in defence though by the Giants in the shape of Jake Connor. And what's more, Jake Connor gets a penalty.
Well, that's twice, isn't it? You could see that Hull was in a pretty strong position. And again, giving away a silly penalty. Remember, Twimavavi, high shot, and then just that slap on the top there. There was silly play there.
That certainly relieves the pressure in terms of Huddersfield coming away from their own line, but a lot of the responsibility will lie on the shoulders of Ryan Briley. He's talked about Leon Price during the week being one of the players who's shaped and moulded the way he plays the game. Used to watch him as a youngster and modelled a lot of his game on Leon Price. So he's playing at 6 for the first time for his new club, Brian Browler. Let's see what he's got.
Yes, first time, signed from Lee in March. He's played 11. He's played mostly at full-back tonight. He's offering himself at stand-off. Here is Sam Wood, who goes away from Leon Price. He had to be finished off, did Wood, by Michaels. We'll play the ball here to Lawrence. Lawrence then to Briley. Into centre field it comes to Ellis. Then it's Connor. He goes wide to Cudjoe. Good movement from Huddersfield Giants early on here.
Yeah, they're causing a little pressure out there on that left-hand side on the whole defence. And that's good work. Short blindside work there. Oh, good defence.
Yes, Ellis cut down by the tackle. Minicello in there, and Houghton also, inevitably. Here is Jake Connor again. He'll float the kick out to this left-hand side, looking for Aaron Murphy, finding Aaron Murphy. The ball is then knocked forward by the Black and White's defender. It was
Fanua. That should be head and feet to Huddersfield, surely.
He's given a straight turnover. That looked, Stuart, as though it came off the fingertips of Mahi Fanua here.
Yeah, it was backwards off Huddersfield. I think Fanua just gets his hand in there and knocks it forward.
I think it comes off Sam Wood first.
Good call from the referee. Just watch this, Stu. There.
That's it, yeah, that's a knock-on. I think it was the Trust Judge, Stuart Kilpatrick, that saw that, actually.
Well, Huddersfield said earlier on, Eddie, they're not prepared to take Hull FC. They're playing to the
I mean, they've been so powerful this season.
Well, they have. They were pretty dominant against the Catalan Dragons last week in the Cup. That's a misplaced pass. Actually, it hit at Huddersfield hands, so it's back to 0 on the tackle count. Steve Michaels has it. And then it's
That'll be a knock
away
on.
from him. Oh, no, he says it's a knock-on.
I think he lost control of that.
Oh, he says first knock-on by Huddersfield now. It's going to be scrum, head and feet to Hull.
Yeah, it was a free play. The ball was touched in flight. It went back to 0.
Well, he's breathing a sigh of relief, is Steve Michaels.
Yeah, a bit of a fumble there from Price, and did the fingertip get through? Looked it, didn't it? Ryan Braley got a fingertip. And an unusual start to this game. It could have gone either way. But Andy Kelly, he'll be quite happy with this. Their defence has been pretty solid.
Yeah, Briley got the fingertips to it.
Yep.
Ryan Briley. There he is. Big money, big name signing for Huddersfield. It's been a slow start for him. The rain tumbling down here in West Yorkshire now as Twimavavi takes it up down the left-hand side.
And again, solid defence. It's man and man as well. They haven't used a slide yet. The Giants.
Good hands. Talanoa, big man. Takes 3 to halt him. Leroy Cudjoe, the England international, one of them. And Jermaine McGilvray likewise with Ryan Hinchcliffe. Mark Sneed dabs the ball to the in-goal area. Well swept up at the back by Jake Connor. New look tonight for Mark Sneed. I think he's got bright white boots on, but I think I'm right in saying he's a clean-shaven Mark Sneed tonight. Change of image for Mark Sneed.
Well, sometimes they do it, but this is great work, isn't it, by the fullback, Jake Connor. Little wonder he's created attention, Black and White want him. They've got him.
Leeming gets the ball away to Ellis. This is a 40-20 attempt.
That's a great kick, that.
I think he might just run a little long, though, and it does. That's a shame.
Even so, kicking on the third play shows the attitude that they want to defend. I think it's Jamie Ellis's night to shine. He's the player who's got to lead this side around. No Danny Brough. He's got to take control. Normally, if Danny Brough calls for the ball, he'll get it. But his partnership with Ryan Briley will be so important tonight.
Oh, they're offside here. Too quick out of the blocks, the Huddersfield Giants.
Referee Kendall just saw them sneak up a little bit too much. You can see out on that far side. Selected any one of those 4.
There is Danny Brough. He's alongside the interim coach Andy Kelly here tonight. There's a lot of talent on the sideline for Huddersfield, as there has been for much of this season. Here's Taylor again now, though, going straight up the middle for Hull FC. Down he goes on the first tackle.
Yeah, it's good work by the Giants as well. They're making sure that the whole forwards can't twist and turn or play the ball quickly.
Leon Price, nice offload to Danny Houghton. He then gives it to Frank Pritchard. Pritchard looks for supporters there from Curtis Norton. They come wide. And Jamie Ellis quickly in the tackle to halt Talanoa. Taylor again being asked to do the hard yards, and he does that. Gets to the third tackle, 8 metres away from the line. Goes down the short side. That looked a touch forward, maybe. Good defence, though, from Huddersfield on Mark Minicello's attempted touchdown.
Jake Connor got on to make sure that the ball could not get anywhere near Terra Firma. Great stuff. What a game Connor is having.
Go, Mark. Ball, go.
Houghton. The tackle count continues from 10 metres out. Sneed to Price. Price then to Curtis Norton. Curtis Norton can't get away from the attentions of Hinchcliffe. And down he goes.
Hold.
Houghton waiting on the last tackle here. So Sneed with a kick wide. McGilvray's out there for Huddersfield. Claims it brilliantly in the in-goal area. It's going to be a quick tap restart here. McGilvray then gives it to Murphy.
And good work there by Aaron Murphy as well. Realised that the other winger going to get the quick tap, made sure his end, and this is good movement forward. This will really lift him. Though the crowd are screaming for the official, saying that Hull are offside.
Well, now the ball has been stolen, so they get the penalty anyway.
Great work from Huddersfield. You're right, Steve. It was the haste and the hurry of Jermaine McGilvray, and then Aaron Murphy changing the point of attack. And off the back of that, Akuma Tai, he's trying to play the ball quick. Good energy from the Giants at the minute.
And that's good play from Aaron Murphy coming in. Because when you kick to Jermaine McGilvray's side, the defence will all of a sudden go up. So Aaron Murphy comes back and he looks to attack those players who've chased really hard.
Well, Murphy is way behind this attack. He's just over the halfway line now as the play continues deep in the Hull FC quarter with Cruz Leeming attacking the line. This is Ellis. They're coming Murphy's way. Briley gets it away. And that's Jake Connor again. Halted just 3 metres shy of the line. Leeming is the dummy half. Briley takes over. Gives it into centre field to Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe running laterally, then drops the pass off. No way here from Tom Simons, or is there? Simons, ex-Manly man, debuting the win against Salford 2 weeks ago when they won. Ellis again, dabs it into the in-goal area, looking for somebody. Tremendous. Lawrence. Great start for Huddersfield. Michael Lawrence on his 199th Super League appearance. Their top tackler this year. He has been ever present, and he has given Andy Kelly's team a great start with his 4th Super League try of 2016. and then
A lot of people thought that this was just going to be mincemeat for the black and whites to take them to town, but I think they're feeling very frustrated indeed.
Well, Huddersfield have lost more against Hull than they've won in Super League. Yet since they lost by 10 points to 46 to Hull in the playoffs in 2012, Huddersfield have actually won 6 of the 9 meetings since. And that really is a reflection of the way that Huddersfield have been playing over the past 3 seasons. And you know, when you think about it, I know there is a gulf from the top to the bottom of the Super League table, but there's not that much between a team sitting bottom of the table and those sitting at the top when the two or three teams at the wrong end of the table start playing to their full potential. And Huddersfield are tonight.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the potential, Eddie, and a lot of the Huddersfield fans will be saying, well, where's this defence come from? All the way through this season, that's been their biggest problem. Their defence has been woeful. Especially around the play the ball area. They've got that sorted out.
Price trying a little bit of magic. We get there in the end, but Huddersfield read the situation perfectly. Here's a nice kick from Mark Sneed. That's easy for the big man on the far side. He's looking for the penalty.
Well, it should have been a penalty at a second bite. He'd done the tackle and then goes for him again. This has got to be a penalty.
Doesn't he just make it look so easy? He's so composed when he goes for that ball, Jermaine McGilvray, because he knows if he catches it, it'll cause some damage. If he gets a one-on-one with somebody.
And the other 2 members of the back 3 tears there back that up. Jake Connor with some lovely footwork, and then Aaron Murphy. Huddersfield are in good shape in this game at the minute.
They are in good shape, and there's another great kick from Jamie Ellis. Look where it stops, right on the Hull FC goal line, and the chase is pretty good as well.
And Eddie, just to extend the point you were making, I think in 2016, the theme of 2016 is we have a greater uncertainty of outcome. We're never sure when we turn up to these matches who's going to win. And if both teams play as they are playing tonight, Huddersfield and Hull FC, this will be a fantastic game at the end.
Well, we all think we know what's going to happen, and then the players turn up and they make monkeys out of us. Here's a penalty though now.
Not standing square.
Marcus not square, you're right.
Well, it's a little bit frustrating, I'm sure, for Andy Kelly, but it'll be more so for Lee Ratford.
Well, they were side by side, they weren't square.
No, that's for sure.
Well, they're giving them chances, they're giving them legs up, and what this certainly is in the first half, it's tackling practice for Huddersfield.
I wonder how much that will take out of them late in the piece.
Well, they
Thompson now.
Yeah, they need to start controlling the ball and being a bit more disciplined if they want to win this game.
Danny Houghton, 10 metres out, goes to the left-hand side, and Sneed. That's a great tackle by Leroy Pedro on Mark Minicello. Minicello gets to his feet, plays the ball. Here is Sneed again. Sneed then drops the pass off to Josh Bowden. 8 metres away from the line. Solid defence thus far from the Giants. Sneed once more. Here is Price. Can he make a telling contribution? Finds Norton. Norton tries to get away from Sam Ward, who deals with the threat really well. Price again into centre field. It's Sneed. Dabs it to the in-goal area. Oh, and there is work to do here. There's work to do here. Doesn't he do it well? Brilliant. Doesn't he do it well, Jamie Ellis?
There's games this year where Huddersfield wouldn't have done that, and Jamie Ellis wouldn't have got back in the field of play, but he doesn't give up on the play. He gets the ball, he has no cut, he's got 2 players to beat, he beats him. That's great play from the half-back.
Well, Sika Manu's had a second chip at the referee, and he gets marched back 10 metres, and he's going to have a word here, I think, with Danny Houghton, the skipper, on the night, because Gareth Ellis is in the stands.
I've then been sprayed by Sika Manu. You need to get him under control before I do something about it. The penalty's here.
And it's not the first time tonight that he's had it off Sika Manu. He's spoken to him about on 2 other occasions at least.
This line.
Well, he has a word, he gives the penalty, he has a word to Sika Manu, and he gets marched 10 up towards the opponent. the grounding we're going to look at.
Yes, it's
a good formula to adopt.
Yeah, they certainly did it very well in that first 40 minutes as well, and it's good tactics by the interim coach, Andy Kelly.
Interesting story, Andy Kelly, isn't he? It's a long time since he's coached in the Super League. I think 16 years since he left Wakefield. He coached the Irish in a couple of World Cup campaigns, 2000, 2008. He leaves for Australia with his 24-man England Academy squad next week. Someone will have to take over the interim reins. Chris Thorman, Luke Robinson, or will they appoint their full-time coach by then? We'll wait and see. Sneed with a high kick. Good kick too. Connors underneath this. Safe as houses.
Yeah, he's having a brilliant game, not only in defence but in attack. Look at that. Still going. Upper body strength.
He's had a blinder, Jake Connor. Certainly enjoying and reveling in the extra contact.
Could have been a penalty here.
The extra involvement. As we see Aaron Murphy coming away. Huddersfield are forcing these penalties because they become...
Well, that's just stupidity. You're 14-6 down, you've got the opposition in their own quarter, and then you throw a high shot like that.
But it's a strong carry as well from Aaron Murphy. Here's Connor who takes the ball. Look at him, keeps pumping those legs. Keeps trying to just give his teammates something to play off, and then Aaron Murphy, he comes onto the ball the next play. And look now where they are. Sam Rapira doesn't need to take all those dirty carries. He's big, he's strong, he's aggressive.
And look where they are, the Huddersfield Giants with Earl Crabtree. They are deep inside Hull territory as Andy Kelly looks for back-to-back wins in Super League for the first time this year, something that evaded poor old Paul Anderson. Couldn't get two in a row, but Andy Kelly on the threshold of that now. He's half an hour or so away. As good hands, from Simons. The ball was surely not forward. Or was it touched by a Hull player?
He's going to give it a try.
He has given the try and he says no need to check it.
No, I think he's right. I think the ball went backwards. You know, it wasn't knocked on, it wasn't passed forward, it just was a bad pass.
It was quick hands. It was quick hands. All FC have tried to come in. They've jammed in. They tried to cut the play down. Jermaine McGilvray just hugged his touchline. And then he comes up with the ball.
Well, he didn't sell it to me when he scored this try, Jermaine McGilvray. That's a forward pass. And you see, when he puts this ball down, he stands up, he doesn't celebrate. Very rarely do players tell too many lies.
That's a shocker. That is one big shocker of a decision. There is no doubt in my mind.
I know that we cannot go back and look at forward passes, but if it is a forward pass, but as a result of that, it's surely a knock-on.
The touch judge is there, Eddie. The touch judge is dipping down as the ball's being...
He got it totally wrong, Barry.
Well, that's where the call came from. My first view from this angle, I thought the pass was fine. Looking at that, it's actually been knocked on, so he could have referred it to the video referee because he never caught the ball.
But you could see the disgust on the player when he thought, oh, I've knocked on, and then it went through. But in any sport, you play to the whistle, and that's what McGilvray did.
They won't be complaining.
No, what I'm saying is, but he could have stopped and given himself away.
And he's missed with the conversion. So it's 18-6, so it remains two converted tries. The difference between these two sides. The thing is, to win it, Hull have got to score 3 times.
Well, I think this ball actually goes, but I know he goes to get away from it. And as he passes that ball, Jake Connor, I think it goes on line with him. And then it goes forward. No.
It's a knock-on for all.
I think it's a line ball, that, Eddie.
Well, it's a funny line that you've got.
I wouldn't like to get him to build me a wall, Steve-O.
Well, it's a change from the carpet.
From that angle, that looks as though it's gone forward.
Because it is forward. It doesn't matter
from the other angle behind, I don't think it
or how
does.
loud you shout. It's a forward pass.
Anyway, it'll be in the newspapers tomorrow.
It's on the screen now, 18-6 to Huddersfield. With all the luck that they've had this year, Huddersfield maybe deserve the odd rub of the green. They certainly got one there.
Oh, look at the Irish.
Jake Connor's gone for a 40-20 here. He's gone for a 40-20. He's tremendous.
What a game this guy's having. Well, the tactics from Andy Kelly, absolutely outstanding. Kicking early in the tackle count. Woof, straight down into the corner.
And that just goes to show you don't have to overcomplicate plays. If you think that kick's on, you're under no pressure. Get the kick away.
What a game the fullback Jake Connor is having. Taking control. In the first 40, you know, I was so impressed with the way that Jamie Ellis took control of it. Now we've got Jake Connor, who is so confident against his future club.
Their 6th 40-20 success of the season. They might be second bottom of the table. Nobody in the first Utility Super League has kicked more than them.
Go, that's 1.
It is with Jamie Ellis.
2. Move!
And they have a spring in their heels as Wood gets the ball away. Connor, here is McGilvray.
Oh, beautiful play.
Second try for Jermaine McGilvray in almost as many minutes. Where has this been all year, the Giants supporters will be asking. And Lee Radford, well, he'll be wondering whether his dream of going 4 points clear at the top of the table tonight has gone west. The 40-20 from Jake Connor set this up.
Tremendous stuff. Look at this. Has the curl on the ball. You've got to have a little bit of luck sometimes. Slippy condition, slip through. But what about the final pass from the fullback? You can see there how they went through. The defence was all over the shop. You can see the winger has come in. McGilvray says, it's a beauty.
Well, the fullback Jake Connor, one thing he's not short of is confidence. Without looking at the scoreboard, and they're just playing with enjoyment and enthusiasm.
Well, the kicking game has been absolutely superb. And you can put it right down. They've turned this Hull FC side around time and time again. Good opportunity now, but again, this man-on-man marking from the Giants.
Yes, Cudjoe did a good job on Tuimavavi then. This now goes high off the boot of Mark Smead. Oh, it's all over the shop. Didn't he take that well?
He's so reliable, Aaron Murphy. Whether he plays at the wing or whether he plays in the centre or at fullback, he's a great player, and as a forward, You know when that ball goes up, it goes in his vicinity, he's going to catch it.
Yeah, he's a competent player, that is for sure, and it's not easy here because at this stadium the floodlights are very, very high into the corner. It's difficult when a high bomb goes up like that, so it's an extra effort to make sure you catch it. Well, that's going to be a penalty.
It is a penalty. He was strong in the tackle, Jermaine McGilvray. He wouldn't go down, and he got the penalty because, well, just watch here. Sika Manu and Jordan Thompson wouldn't let him go.
Well, he just doesn't give up, Jermaine McGilvray. Every time he carries the ball, he's one of the fiercest wingers in the game. Earned the cap last year, the third test against New Zealand. I'm sure he's going to play for his country many more times.
Ryan Hinchcliffe takes the ball forward for the Giants, just back off the interchange bench for Oliver Roberts. And here's Rapira again, and he gets the Huddersfield Giants to within 15 metres of the whole line once more. There's Wood, here is Crabtree, he finds Ellis, Riley, nice little kick to the corner, and Curtis Norton not interested in trying to get that back, just ran it over the dead ball line.
Yeah, good work by Riley on that outside. It just got the little kick into the corner, and time again Lee Radford knows that his side has been punished with long and short kicking game from the Giants. Wonderful tactics. You know, Andy Kelly must feel so proud.
Well, he'll, I'm sure, enjoy the trip to Australia, but if he manages to get the second victory of his senior coaching career at Huddersfield, albeit in a temporary capacity, he'll probably be a slightly reluctant passenger on the plane to Australia next week, and I bet he'll be looking in the papers down under to see how the Giants get on from here on in. I think he's away for about 3 weeks. Simons with another good run.
Go, free.
Ellis showed it to Rapira. This is Connor. Gives it then
Move now
to Michael Lawrence, who plays the ball. Wood, he finds Hinchcliffe. Danger here. Cudjoe.
Yeah, surrender.
Oh, he might actually have been done for an obstruction then, because he ran behind Simons.
Went very, very close.
Rapira once more. Back it comes to Ellis. Ellis tries to stab the kick in. That's picked up by the whole defence.
Did a great job, Danny Washbrook then. He comes on most matches for the Black and Whites, and he's full of energy, just tries to get involved. And all I've seen, Sikamanu needs to be careful here. He's already been done for back chatting, and he threw the ball.
Well, he lost it, but Ellis was into his face.
Well, I don't think the referee saw him throw the ball, because the referee put his head down when he blew the whistle and didn't see him throw the ball in his head.
He's had a word in his ear, I think, from Ben Taylor, and he wants a word now with Sikamanu for the umpteenth time tonight.
I've spoken to your captain before. You need to calm down. No, Sika. My head stop. You need to calm down. Okay, it's going to be a tap here. Calm down.
Just a word in his ear.
Well, this was always going to be a tough game for Chris Kendall to handle, but boy, you've got to give him credit.
Here's another penalty. Interference in the ruck again.
Go hold of his shirt.
Well, they gave a few penalties away in the first half, didn't they? They've been very disciplined up to the last 20 minutes. Up to the last 2 minutes in this second half.
Is this the little assistance that Hull need to get back into the match? Scott Taylor takes it forward. They have 18 minutes. There's plenty of time left, but they have to score.
Well, with
Taylor there out in the paddock, he'll certainly give them a lot of momentum forward.
That's better, Sikamanu. That's what you're best at.
Move! Wait. Still got it. Go, two.
He lost it as well. And he went with the head. He went forward with the head there. Went right into Earl Crabtree. This will be interesting if we see a replay of this.
Down goes Scott Taylor. Here is Danny Houghton. It's with Mark Sneed. Sneed then gives a short ball. That's great defence from Leroy Cudjoe on Carlos Swimmerbarby. Quick play the ball to Curtis Norton. Sneed out to the far side looking for the tall men. Can't find the tall men. And it was Steve Michaels who aquaplaned over the dead ball line.
Well, a good opportunity, wasn't it? Mark Sneed realised that Michaels was there, but just a touch too heavy.
Time off.
Ooh, he went with the head. He's lucky that he didn't make contact there.
Well, I don't know whether he went looking for El Crabtree, but the head was down.
Well, he's on thin ice, really, isn't he? I mean, he's not helping his side at all.
Move now!
That could have been a penalty.
Well, they rattled down. They know they're in a ball game. You can't control Huddersfield at present. And good sides back up performances. They were very good when they played on Saturday against Castle, but they've got to back up those performances. Hull FC.
Well, I think the man that's changed the game is when Andy Kelly threw out Kyle Wood. Kyle Wood's been outstanding in this second half.
Sigabano again was a little bit high down the top of Michael Lawrence's head there.
Time off, injury.
The referee has called time off for an injury to Ryan Briley, I think.
It's a head injury.
Yeah, I think it was just a late hit after he passed the ball.
Come away. Yeah, I know. We're going to... Yeah, I know. It's going to be tough.
Well, it was late, it was a push, and therefore it should have been a penalty. Or should be a penalty.
I think it's a coming together, isn't it, rather than a deliberate attempt to push Briley over.
Okay,
Still late, Eddie.
Yeah, got there as quick as he can.
I think it's just a push out. I don't think there's much in that at all.
Tackle 4, guys! Tackle 4! Time back on. Tackle 4.
I agree
Let's
with
go,
you,
Michael.
Stuart.
Go.
Sam Rapira now for the Giants.
Last. Move!
Ah, well,
Kyle Wood waits at dummy half.
at least it's only 99 tomorrow.
This is Ryan Briley, here, and that's a great kick from Briley.
Surrender.
Yeah, and again, it's a kicking game that's really turned this Hull FC around. They just can't find any answer to it because they're having to struggle, losing a lot of energy.
Play on.
That's good work by Vanua. And here now is news that we have Salford and Castleford tomorrow at 7:30 on Sky Sports 1, and a big night in the south of France on Saturday. The Catalan Dragons against the Wigan Warriors. It might be a little easier for the Wigan Warriors to go there without the thoughts that they're 4 points adrift at the top of the table if Huddersfield hang on to this win tonight. You can see how they get on 5 minutes to 5 on Saturday, Sky Sports 1 again. Danny Houghton with a good run from dummy half, and it's the last tackle here for Hull. And it goes to Sneed again, so this is going to go high. There it is, but that's very long. That's far too long. Mark Sneed's off for the kicking.
It certainly is, and again, it's just the nerves, the frustration. They came here red-hot favourites, and it just shows you, in rugby league especially, if the opposition come up with the tactics, and he knows it. Lee Ratford knows that he's been taken apart by the opposition. The kick and chase, superb from the Giants. The defence, outstanding. That's all you want.
Andy Kelly has said he doesn't want this job full-time, doesn't he, at Huddersfield? You two know him very well, don't you, from the days with Ireland?
He's absolutely brilliant. He's been there, he's done that. He's a brilliant man manager. What he does, he prefers you. And he gets you your mindset that you want to go out there and play. You want to enjoy yourself.
I think he's enjoying the challenge of creating that culture. With the young players and his role of head of youth, he can certainly have an impact on the club at the very base level, influence the community clubs around Huddersfield, and bring players like Jake Connor from Sid Hall and from St Joseph's and Moult Green and the local clubs around, and bring them through and give them the opportunities. A great knowledge and depth of knowledge, Andy Kelly.
And he probably thinks he might have enough snow on the roof, so maybe he'll give the senior job away for the time being. He's been 16 years out of the front line.
Yeah, he's been there, he's done that. He's wore the t-shirt, he's been under pressure, he's come through it with flying colours, and obviously if you roll as head of youth, you've got the next generation that you're in control of.
And you don't get the finger pointed at you when things go wrong.
Too true, and Lee Ratford, well, the one bright spark about this game is that he realises that the quality of Jake Connor tonight has been one of the major reasons why the Giants are well and truly in front, and surely they'll continue on unless they have a complete collapse to get these two vital 2 points.
I think Lee has lost the psychological battle with Jake Connor, as Barry said in the first half. He said to him, you don't have anything to prove, and otherwise don't bother doing too much against us, you're safe.
Yeah, but
he's had a great game.
He's a good player, Eddie, and he wants to show, especially to the Hull fans next season, that he's going to be a great acquisition.
And I think it was Brian Carney who said at half-time, he's not only proving to the coach, but he's proving to Curtis Norton and Jamie Shaw at home that I am after that number 1 spot.
That's a better kick from Sneed. It's bounced kindly. Here they come. It's a 0 tackle. They've got 6 more to go from here. That was good work by Dean Hadley, and there is a penalty for Hull because Huddersfield had strayed offside.
Well, they went round to the side to play the ball as well.
Actually, that's not bad for Huddersfield because it means they get the defence set.
And some of the Hull players were going mad, Eddie. They wanted to just keep on playing there. Danny Washbrook straight up to the referee complaining about that decision.
This is Minicello, plays the ball here to Houghton. This is Scott Taylor. Can't get the arms free to slip one of those trademark passes of his this year. Houghton then waits at dummy half. Back he comes then to Leon Price, trying to go inside young Sam Wood. And the youngster read the script perfectly.
And it was a big hit as well from Wood. Leon Price felt that's for sure.
Chris Green now, out the back door. Taylor, that was risky. Here now is Houghton, drops the pass off to Minicello. Can't get, my goodness, he can't get through this tenacious Giants defence.
Yeah, good work by Hinchcliffe, the loose forward, stopped his progress.
Sneed finds Washbrook, short ball from him to Norton, not the best from Norton, up in the air, over the top of the head.
It's all about pressure, Eddie. And that is what, tonight, Huddersfield have gone man on man. They have not utilised the sliding defence throughout this entire game.
Not the best pass for Talanoa.
Hull FC, it appears, are some way off their best. And I'm just looking at the starting team. Big Frank Pritchard, Frank the Tank, we talk about his involvement, his bustling runs. He's had virtually no involvement in the first half. To my knowledge, he's been off for about an hour.
Eddie, it's not the best pass because of the pressure from the inside, isn't it?
It's an outstanding effort from the Giants tonight. They can feel extremely proud of themselves because they've worked as a unit, and he knows it as Lee Ratford.
He thinks that maybe he needs a little bit of close contact with his players. He's on his way down, but what have we got left? 11 and a half minutes. I think time is of the essence. And 22 points to 6. It's a massive hill to climb here in Huddersfield for the Black and Whites.
And what an impact this guy's had at the dummy half position. Kyle Wood has been outstanding in the second stanza, and he's controlled things there. Look, that they're hanging back. That's been a problem for Hull, especially in the second half.
Lawrence finds Sam Wood.
This will be a kick into the corner. Should find the whitewash.
Nice tackle coming up then. It's with Briley. It goes high from Briley. This is a high kick. Underneath it, Talanoa claims it.
Took it well,
Took it well in the end.
It's always awkward when you take the ball when you're going backwards.
It didn't look like he got to that, but boy, he made sure he pouched it safely. He had to as well. Norton to his feet then, plays the ball to Minicello.
Look at that. Giants defence. They go in, one down, 1-2, make sure the ball can't be offloaded. This has been a real lesson for this Giants outfit in regards to doing the basics extremely well.
Well, they've taken Leon Price off of the Black and Whites, and it's Thompson who comes on, and they are playing, I'm afraid, with a lack of direction tonight.
It's not even to say that they're overplaying. The passes that they're giving it, they're just not getting there. It's the execution from Hull FC. Mark Sneed, well, he did everything right when he played against Catalan on Saturday. He throws this ball, he tries to fix the defender, but that's a poor play from him.
It looks like an aimless pass, but I reckon when Hull FC are on the front foot, Mark Sneed floats that pass into the space where the gaps are, and there are players who will step forward and grab hold of that. They look a little bit low on confidence and energy. I think one of the lads at half-time said they look aside in fatigue, and they do Hull FC at the minute.
And there's not many smiles on that bench from Gareth Ellis and Liam Watts. There's smiles on the face of the Hull supporters because they know this fella's coming to the next year. Look at that. What an offload that was to Sam Simons. Good tackling though by Mark Minicello.
Could have been penalised. He had another go at him.
Wood to Rapira, running strongly, gets the ball away to Briley. Good pass wide, and again from Wood. Brilliantly picked up by Aaron Murphy.
Did well to stay in the field of play. He was sliding towards the whitewash there.
Briley again. Here is Wood. Drops the pass off now to Ukumatai.
Just basic football. Strength in the forwards. Will they kick early? Or will they go for 1 point?
Get the cooler, you just had him about. Go for.
Back it comes to Ellis. He finds Connor. That's a lovely kick. Delightful kick from Connor again.
Beautiful play.
Doesn't it seem like they've got so much time? So much time, so much space, whether it be Connor, whether it be Briley or Ellis. Just drops it onto the toe, again chasing really hard and aggressively from outside Leroy Cudjoe. The kicking game, close to line, has been a big plus for Andy Kelly's men in this game.
As I say, the only bright spot is that Lee Ratford will be saying, well, we've got that quality player, Jake Connor, with us next season, and he has shown tonight his ability.
Well, it's 8, 9, 10 and out it looks like for the Black and Whites this evening. 8 successive Super League wins behind them, 10 in all competitions coming into this match. The time is running out now with 8 minutes to go, and Huddersfield very much on the front foot. Oh, and Connor's ball for McGilvray, who was looking for a hat-trick. It didn't quite hit the mark.
But you could see McGilvray just went a little bit too fast. And again, you find the winger has come in on the angle. It was there for the hat-trick.
Great weather though, isn't it? Great weather for summer rugby league. Here we are, the end of June, the beginning of July. You think you're in November.
Let's bind properly, guys. Back down. Wait on me, Matt. Wait on me.
Pouring down the rain.
Well, it's not cold.
It wasn't in November.
You need to bind properly in the scrum. Back down, guys.
You weren't here, so you don't know.
Time back on ball in. Out.
It was pretty warm in November where I was.
But
the defence, you've got to admire it. Normally Hull FC, and that man Danny Houghton normally just takes control from the dummy half position, and they've completely blotted him out of the scheme of things.
We're just not getting back to the referee, and whatever the conditions are, Eddie, Huddersfield will really enjoy this game, won't they? It's a game that they needed to win. Not really whether they're going to kick on and maybe make the top 8, but just something for the fans. It's been a disappointing year for them.
Well, it keeps their hopes of making the top 8 alive.
It does, Eddie, but whether they will or not, I'm not so sure.
Forward pass. It's all going wrong for the Black and Whites this evening. It's all going wrong for Mark Sneed.
And it all comes about by this man-on-man marking. They've just gone, wow, get into him. Look at this. We're ready for you. Whatever you've thrown at us tonight, there's got to be somebody there in front.
Well, doesn't it seem too lateral from Hull FC?
Let's go, guys.
The monster trucks in the middle who just powered over the opposition. They haven't done that. And I thought when you looked at both sets of forwards, I thought that Hull FC would have